In the age of constant notifications, advertising overload, and algorithm-driven content, psychological tricks are used against you every day, often without your awareness. These tactics are designed to bypass your conscious mind and influence your behavior, decisions, and emotions. Whether you're scrolling on your phone, shopping online, or engaging in a casual conversation, you're being subtly manipulated. Here are 5 of the most common psychological tricks used daily, and how to defend yourself against them. 1. The scarcity effect. The scarcity effect plays on our primal fear of missing out. You've likely seen phrases like, "only 2 left in stock," or "limited time offer." This triggers an emotional response, making you believe the item or opportunity is more valuable simply because it's scarce. Why it works. Our brains evolved to prioritize rare resources. In ancient environments, scarcity signaled importance. If food or water was limited, we had to act quickly. Today, marketers exploit this instinct to drive quick decisions and impulsive purchases. How to protect yourself. Pause before reacting to scarcity. Ask yourself, do I really need this now? Is the scarcity real or manufactured? Take a moment to evaluate the decision rationally, not emotionally. 2. Social proof. When you see a product with thousands of 5-star reviews or a long line outside a restaurant, you're witnessing social proof in action. It's the psychological phenomenon where people copy the actions of others, assuming those actions reflect correct behavior. Why it works. Humans are social creatures. In uncertain situations, we look to others for guidance. It saves time and reduces the risk of making mistakes. Advertisers know this, and use testimonials, influencers, and trending labels to steer your behavior. How to protect yourself. Ask yourself why you want something. Is it because it truly meets your needs, or because others seem to like it? Be especially wary of fake reviews or influencer endorsements that lack transparency. 3. The foot in the door technique. This tactic involves making a small request first to increase the chances you'll agree to a larger one later. For example, a salesperson might ask you to answer a quick survey, then follow up with a sales pitch. Or a friend might ask for a tiny favor, which gradually escalates. Why it works. We want to appear consistent. Once we say yes to a small ask, our brains feel pressure to stay in line with that behavior, even when the stakes rise. It's a slippery slope toward deeper compliance. How to protect yourself. Learn to say no, early and often. You don't owe anyone your time or energy just because you agreed to something small. Recognize when your boundaries are being tested. 4. Anchoring bias. Anchoring is the tendency to rely heavily on the first piece of information offered, the anchor, when making decisions. For instance, if a jacket is marked $299, now $99, your brain focuses on the original price, even if $99 is still overpriced. Why it works. Our brains latch onto initial information as a reference point. That reference subconsciously frames our entire evaluation. Retailers, negotiators, and media headlines often use this to manipulate your perception of value or importance. How to protect yourself. Compare similar options. Check alternative sources. Ask, would I still want this if I didn't know the original price? Don't let arbitrary numbers dictate your judgment. 5. Framing manipulation. The way information is presented, or framed, can drastically alter how you interpret it. For instance, saying 90% fat-free sounds more appealing than 10% fat, even though the facts are identical. Politicians, news outlets, and marketers frequently frame data to evoke a specific reaction. Why it works. We're more influenced by emotional context than pure logic. Positive or negative framing activates different emotional responses, even when the core facts don't change. This can lead you to support causes, buy products, or adopt beliefs based on how they feel, not how they are. How to protect yourself. Look beyond the words. Ask, what's the actual data? What's not being said? Seek neutral sources and pay attention to your own emotional reactions. Strong feelings often signal you've been framed. Final thoughts. Awareness is your defense. These psychological tricks aren't inherently evil. Some are just smart communication tools. But in the wrong hands, they manipulate your thoughts, steer your wallet, and shape your beliefs without your consent. The first step toward freedom is awareness. Start asking better questions. Why am I being shown this? Who benefits from this reaction? Am I making this decision consciously, or being nudged? You don't need to become paranoid. But becoming conscious in a world that constantly targets your subconscious is a form of psychological self-defense. Because if you don't control your mind, someone else will.